Well, hey everybody, good to have you with us. Excited about what God's going to do today. And so welcome in. I do want to make sure that you guys are paying attention to our Instagram challenges. We've been sending out a bunch of prizes. As well, this Friday night, we're going to have a big Zoom hangout. So check our Instagram pages. You'll be getting stuff from your small group leaders as well. But make sure you hit this Friday night and our game time together. It's going to be hysterical. It's going to be fun. It's just an opportunity for us together and see each other on the screen. So check us out on Zoom on Friday night. Looking forward to that. Let's head into worship. All right, let's go.
God, I give you what I can today. These scattered ashes that I hid away, I lay it all at your feet. From the corners of my deepest shame, the empty places where I've worn your name, show me the love. I say I believe. Oh, help me to lay it down. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. Be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all. There is victory in my Savior's laws, in the crimson flowing from the cross. Pour over me, pour over me. Yes, oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. Be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Help me to lay it down. Oh Lord, I lay it down. Oh, let this be where I die, my Lord, with thee crucified. And be lifted high as my kingdoms fall, once and for all, once and for all, once and for all, once and for all.
stood before creation, eternity in your hand, and you spoke the earth into motion, my soul now to stand. You stood before my failure and carried the cross for my shame. My sin weighed upon your shoulders, my soul now to stand. So what could I say? What could I do but offer this heart, oh God, completely to you? So I woke up on salvation, your spirit to declare your promise, my soul now to stand. So what could I say? What could I do but offer this heart, oh
back in from worship. Good to have you guys back in here. So I want to talk tonight. We're as a church doing this series on Acts, and several of the we're going through a chapter a day, and so I want to, number one, encourage you guys to get involved with that. Read through a chapter of Acts a day. It's right after the Gospels in the Bible in the New Testament, and just go through one chapter a day. So Monday and Tuesday were chapters 1 and 2, and then today on Wednesday is chapter 3. And so each week over these next 28 days, each week on Wednesday night, we're going to be talking about something from the section of the previous week. And so this one, we've kind of had these 3 chapters. And so I just want to talk just for a minute about a couple of things that I think are important for us to pick out. So I want to talk to us tonight about this idea of bold, but a prepared bold. You are bold, but you're prepared. You've thought it through, but you're bold, you're ready. And here's the setup. So in the story of Jesus and his crucifixion we just talked about and celebrated over Easter, you had the disciples that were scared, and they were running, and they were out. As soon as Jesus got arrested, they were like, we're done. And so then you have this moment, though, where he's raised from the dead, and they were just like, we can't believe it. And they're still kind of gathered in this house, even after they found the tomb empty. They're gathered in this house, and they're trying to figure out what's the next step. And Jesus shows up, and he spends time with them over the next 40 days. And then they start praying, because he is ascended. He goes on into heaven, that we find out. And they start praying. They start praying for the power of God to come be a part of their lives. And you know, we've been up in this quarantine thing for 2, 3, some of us 4 weeks, and it's starting to get we're getting a little bit of a rhythm, but it's also starting to get annoying, and we're trying to figure all this stuff out. And you have this moment. You have this moment where they were in a room, it says, and they stayed there, and they prayed, and they prayed. And it was for longer than we've even been in quarantine. They were praying and praying for the power of God to come down and to just completely change their lives. And that's what happened. In Acts 2, you have this moment of Pentecost where the fire of God falls and it revolutionizes them. And they go out on the balcony, these guys that just a month and a half earlier, 2 months earlier, had been terrified of even admitting to be Jesus followers. These guys were bold because they had the power of God in them. And they weren't scared of anything. They were on fire and ready to roll. They were kind of so crazy that there was even some in the crowd that said, are these guys drunk? They were bold. So real quick, I got a video of a bold thing. This is a product, and it's a commercial, and we could all think of a commercial that's bold. And I want you to think just for a second, what's the last commercial that you saw and you're like, that was bold, that was a step out, that was them going all out? So mine that I always think of was for this product for your bathroom, and it was a crazy commercial. So I want you to check it out. It's weird, it's a little bit disturbing, but man, is it bold. They go all in. They're all in on the theme. So check this out.
This is where your ice cream comes from. The creamy poop of a mystic unicorn. Totally clean, totally cool, and soft served straight from a sphincter. They're good at pooping. But you know who sucks at pooping? You do. That's because when you sit on a porcelain throne, there's muscle puts a kink in the hose and stops the Ben and Jerry's from sliding out smoothly. Is that a problem? I don't know, are hemorrhoids a problem? Because sitting at this angle can cause hemorrhoids, bloating, constipation, and a buttload of other crap. And seriously, unicorn hemorrhoids? The glitter gets everywhere. But what happens when you go from a sit to a squat? Voila, this muscle relaxes and that kink goes away faster than Pegasus laying sweet sherbet dookie. Now your colon's open and ready for battle. That's because our bodies were made to poop in a squat, and now there's a product that lets you squat in your own home. Introducing the Squatty Potty. No, Squatty Potty is not a joke. And yes, it will give you the best poop of your life, guaranteed. I don't just mean you bloated lords and hemorrhoidal ladies. I mean everyone. Kink, unkink, Kink, unkink. It's simple science, really. Can't get the last scoop out of the carton. With the squatty potty, you get complete elimination. Spend too much time on the chamber pot? The squatty potty makes you go twice as fast or your money back. I scream, you scream, and plop, plop, baby. Maybe you're sore from squeezing out solid globs of rocky road. The squatty potty gives you a smooth stream of froyo that glides like a virgin swan. Plus, when you're done, it tucks neatly out of sight, thanks to its innovative, patented design. Truly a footstool fit for a constipated king. So, if you're a human being who poops from your butt, click here to order your squatty potty today at squattypotty.com. You'll wish you tried it years ago. And if you don't trust a prince, how about your doctor? Shark Tank, HuffPost, NPR, Men's Health, Howard Stern? He poops from his butt. They're all crazy about the squatty potty. Not to mention the 2,000 Amazon users who gave the squatty potty 5 stars, including the author of this moving haiku.
Oh, squatty potty, you fill me with endless joy, yet leave me empty.
So order your squatty potty today. I'm not saying it will make your poop as soft as this cookies and cream, but I'm not saying it won't. Squatty potty, the stool for better stools. Pooping will never be the same. And neither will ice cream. One for you, very good. How does it taste? Is that delicious? Is that the best thing you've ever had in your life? There you are.
Okay, that was strange. As he said, going to the bathroom will never be the same again, and neither will ice cream. I apologize if that disturbed you, but here's the deal. They went all out. They went all in on the theme. That actor guy had to be full on. Now, my guess is that if you have any sort of actor that you've ever seen that you really like, or an actress that you really like, or you have somebody that you follow on TikTok or Instagram or wherever it may be, my guess is part of the reason that you like them is because they're all in. They don't do things halfway. We've all seen the videos where somebody is trying to dance and they don't really feeling it, or they're trying to sing and they're not really feeling it. It's terrible. But when somebody is all in, even if they're bad, when they're all in, it's must see. It's must see stuff. All in. Bold. And so you have this moment where the fire of God that falls upon the disciples, upon Peter. And it was because they were seeking the power of God, this ability to be bold. And what I love is, the story doesn't end with one good sermon from Peter. And it's like, yeah, they were bold. The end. No, it's the start of a revolution. And that's what we're going to walk through in Acts. As a matter of fact, chapter 3, which is tonight's chapter, Wednesday's chapter. Chapter 3 has this story of where Peter and John are walking in to the temple, and there's this guy that's been set there that's lame, and he's kind of alms for the poor, you know, that kind of deal. And Peter has this moment where he says, look at me. Look at me. Because the man would lowered himself and felt himself so low, he wasn't even willing to make eye contact with the people that were, in his mind, above him. And Peter starts the miracle with seeing him. And then he continues the miracle by saying, you and I are equal, look at me. And in culture, that's a big deal. And then, you know what? That would have been a cool story. He said, look at me, I'm going to tell you about Jesus. That would have been a great story, but he doesn't. He goes, I don't have silver or gold, but what I do have, I give to you. And he reaches down and grabs the man, and they stand him up, and his legs and ankles and feet are healed. That was bold. And then they march this man, and it says he was clinging to them as he's remembering, he's trying to figure out how to walk. He'd been 40 years a cripple. As he's figuring out how to walk and how to use his muscles, and he's clinging onto them, they walk boldly into the temple. They go to this porch that was from the original temple built by Solomon thousands of years earlier. Big crowd gathered there. And people know the man. And they said, "What is this?" And right then, Peter, he could have capitalized on it and gone, hey, you guys, I want to tell you about Jesus. It's cool. And he does do that, but he tells them first that they messed up. He's bold. He says, this man was healed by the power of Jesus, the man you guys killed, to the crowd. The man you guys 2 months ago, remember? You guys were all chanting, crucify him, crucify him. You guys all gathered to watch him die. You saw the sky darken and maybe ran off in terror. That guy came back to life and wants to give you life. Peter's bold. This same Peter that had denied in front of a little servant girl. This same Peter that had run away. He steps out in bold faith. So why this message? One is we're following this story in Acts, and I encourage you, get involved. Every day, read a chapter of Acts. Thursday is going to be chapter 4. Get involved. But also, this time in quarantine where you're going to start getting bored, maybe it's a time for us to set aside some time to say, God, refresh me. Give me a fire. Sanctify me. Set me apart for your mission. Help me be bold. The best in this world are not ashamed of what they're best at. They're all in. The best athletes are 110% all in about their sport. The best gamers are 110% involved in their sport, all in. The best influencers online are 100% all in all the time. But are we that for Jesus? Are we bold? And I think sometimes we're not. And I think it's because we don't do the first step where we ask God for his power and his authority and his fire in our bones. So there's going to be moments where you're going to have a choice. Are you going to be bold? Are you going to post stuff? Are you going to invite? Are you going to share things about Jesus with your friends? Are you going to make part of your identity or all of your identity Jesus? And if that kind of makes you wrestle a little bit, I encourage you, take this next few weeks and pray for the boldness, the fire of God. I hope to see you out there on fire, sharing and loving on people for Jesus. Be bold. See you in groups.